Good evening and welcome to another video. I know I've been getting out videos a lot lately, but I've been dealing with things, and it's easiest to tell you because I don't really have a lot of people in my support group. My husband, obviously, but he can only help me so far, and I don't know if he understands fully what I'm going through because she's mostly focused on me because I'm the female. So it's like a woman-to-woman thing, I guess. And I want to show you something, though, that I got. This is going to help me. I take magnesium anyways. But I wanted to try something extra this month. Like, I am almost out of my other magnesium I got at Vitamin Shop. So I was looking on their website, and this has lemon balm and vitamin B6, as well as the magnesium glycinate, 400 milligrams. It's their Calm, the Natural Vitality Calm. And it's in capsule form because that powder kind of tastes weird to me. So these are supposedly big pills, so hopefully it's not too big. But they said if you can get past the big pills, then it's good. And you only take 2 at night. So I'm going to try this tonight and see if I feel better. And I need a lot to help me with sleep because when I'm upset or something frustrates me, I don't sleep, and it makes me insomniac, and I already have sleep apnea, as you all know, so I don't need extra things, and I feel like it's always people that should be most supportive to me that end up totally really being weird and end up way too odd situations. And it's usually a gut feeling at first for me. I can't ever put my finger on what I feel, but I know something's not right. And tonight I realized I was right about my mother-in-law. Isaac's mom. Basically, when I left the other night, I was just not wanting to be there. She basically took a picture of them all having fun and posted it on Facebook. And I always asked her back when we were still doing okay, for us all to take a picture together, and she would always make up crappy excuses like, oh, don't take a picture of me, I don't look good, or this or that. And it's like, you don't have to look great all the time. I look stupid too sometimes. I look like odd. I don't care. I just like seeing myself and putting other people with pictures and my stuff. I don't like just it always being me. But would have been nice for us to have pictures together too. But she never wanted to. And, I get my pictures of me and Isaac when I'm able to. And, I put those up. But it's it feels like certain people don't want to. And that reminds me so much of my adoptive family because they rarely take pictures of me. I'm lucky to get anything. Some of them will let me take videos because maybe they don't even know I'm doing it. But, pictures, with the whole family is, I don't know, it's just weird sometimes. And I just feel like they don't want to be seen on my things. And it's they're embarrassed of being on my stuff. And, his mom is so freaking paranoid of even having a picture, though, of herself up on her regular profile pic. I'm like, and it's got an image of a male. I don't get that. You're a woman. You should have a woman profile or a picture of you. And, I have my ideas of that, but I'm not going to say it because I'm not 100%. But I do think that part of why she doesn't like me is because I try to be feminine. I like being a woman. I like being like female-ish, I'm not the typical feminist that you see today. I don't believe in that. I like just being myself, and I always was a girly type. I was always like a girly girl, and I think she wanted me to be more like her daughter, and I'm not. I'll never be like her daughter. I don't like being a feminist. I like having equality, but I think the feminist movement, honestly, is way to the other side. And I think that it should be about everybody had the same thing. And, when you go one way or the other, both is in the wrong. I don't think that we should get all the say. I always did this with my brother when I was little. Neither of us had much control. We were the two youngest, so we had to kind of like balance it with each other. And as kids, we were pretty smart about doing that. We came up with little odd things that now I think about it, we were really smart. Like one of us always got to sit by my mom, and the other sat by one of us. So like we switched who got to sit by my mom. Instead of being those type of kids that fight about this or that, we agreed, mutual agreement. So I don't even know if it was mutual, but we just always did that. And we also would have we would have our spats. Don't get me wrong, we fought, but I mean, for all the things we did, it was usually very minimal, and we usually made up. And we would we had a really close bond, and we wouldn't try to put each other between us. And my brothers did try to do that at times, and I wouldn't do it with them. Like one time, my brothers wanted us to get in a little ring and fight, and whoever cried the first was the loser. And I was like, I'm not gonna play this stupid game. I just let my brother punch me some little amount, and I cried and I just walked off. Because I'm not going to sit there and get into this thing and start beating my brother when we were both beaten and whipped with belts, and we were both abused. Like, I'm going to do that. I did not like when my dad even hit my brother. So I would never. I mean, we would give each other little slaps and stuff. When you're all annoyed, you kick each other in the bed because you don't want the other person, so close. Yeah, we did that, and the little annoying, brother, sister, like that. But we didn't get into, those brawls that some siblings do. I didn't like that. And I was very passive all my life, so I didn't like fighting. I didn't like physical fighting with somebody. I just didn't like putting my hands on other people. It just hurt me because I knew how it felt. And I would stand up for people that did get hurt physically and emotionally. I know I say a lot on my Facebook, and I mean what I say. I mean everything, and I mean it wholeheartedly at that moment. Sometimes I change my perspective because I do notice other things, because when you're open-minded, you can see every side of the problem, and you can easily change from one thing to another, from one hobby to another. But I usually always stay in the main scheme of everything. But yeah, I don't know what she hates so much about me. I really don't. I don't know if it's the fact that I've seen through what she is and other people haven't, especially her own son at times has not seen what she is, because it's his mom. He's not going to see that the way I would. It's like I don't see everything the way he does about my family. You're used to that person being that way, but he does know that she can manipulate and that she does put the blame game and guilt trips. So he does acknowledge that he's known her having that all most of his life too. So that's nothing new under the sun for her, but it is new for me to see it in somebody that's in a grown woman. She should like act more like an old lady should. You know, she should be like one like those older women that have that decent way about them, and they don't have to have a maturity. Like, I don't understand that. It's like she wants to be at a lower level than what she is. And I have a feeling she knows that she could be better, but she's just not wanting to be. Like, she's very good at pointing out things to us. So, in fact, she should be able to take it herself, you know. And I don't give people the slack. Like, she's wanted to know why I don't let like them get away with certain things when I allowed my birth mom to. So it's my adopted mom. The reason is because she's got mental issues. My birth mom had schizophrenia. She was diagnosed. She is one point was on meds in the mental hospital from age 9 to 27. She was in a mental hospital. So do I give her more slack than someone has a degree in nursing? Do I give her more slack than someone who has gone through clerical office work and other things and has had her own place and has raised 2 children, one of whom makes so much more money than Isaac and I could ever dream and has a beautiful home in Switzerland? Yeah, I do. I give her more slack than people that are able-minded. Yeah. I don't get what's going on with this world where people want to be mentally sick and also be respected and revered. You don't get both. People that are mentally ill don't ask to be revered. People that are revered shouldn't want to be mentally ill. Like, what? What is that, people? Our world is freaking backwards. It really is. Like, be on one way or the other. Don't want sympathy and want to have people put on you. You know, I don't stand for that, and I won't cater to people who do that. I just won't. I don't think a person with Munchausen disease deserves to have her children and hurt them over and over again, and Isaac's mom did. And, there's a lot of things that she says that she always is saying that we would say something and then she would say something against it. And, I'm just sad that I'm coming to this point where I'm having to say it in public. But this stuff is eating me inside. And she doesn't ever address it. My adoptive family never addresses things. This is the only way I can get out of me, because I'm an empath and I keep things inside. And I hold on to everybody else's crap. And it affects me very deeply. But when I have a decent cry, I'm able to cleanse it. So that's what I do. Why do I cry? Why have I cried so freaking much all my life? Because I hold a lot of people's pain. That's why. I relate with everybody around me. I feel their freaking feelings. That's what an empath does. They literally take that person's energy and they dispel it from themselves. And if I kept it in me, I would look as tore up as a lot of people these days do. Because it eats you inside. That's the secret, people. You want to know the real secret to being younger looking. There's nothing else I can tell you about myself that other people have not done and still look tore up. So this is what I think. And you don't have to believe me, but you should, because I think it is true. Always let your freaking things out. Don't hold them in. Don't hold all that bitterness. Don't hold anger inside of you. Don't let that energy in there. Get it out. Whatever way possible you have to think of to get that crap out. If it's through anger, fine. Be angry. Let that emotion out. If you're angry at somebody, be angry at them. Even talk to them about it. Tell them you're angry. If you're happy, then celebrate your happiness and your joy. And smile and laugh at stupid things, and be young again. Have that feeling that you did when you were a kid. Just keep it forever. You don't have to be immature like a child, but like the fun that you used to have, the silliness, that stuff. That's fun. Like, yeah, going on a swing set, going on a slide, being like that, playing games, and watch what you do eat. I do believe that has something to do with it, and I don't always watch that, but I do start watching chocolate. I don't eat chocolate anymore because I get acne. So,
and if that doesn't make you happy, get some helium, suck it in, and go. So much fun. I'm almost pennywise.
Yeah.
The dancing.
Isaac, okay. But the most important thing I think also is if you feel like crying, then cry. Don't worry about everybody else and what they think. Because if you have to cry to get that out, then when you're crying though, feel everything. Like, feel the pain, feel the hurt. It's in the feelings. I know we all want to numb ourselves out, and we want to pretend things aren't happening, and we want to just push it away, and we eat to make ourselves feel happy. We do drugs to make ourselves feel like numbed, and we drink to put ourselves in another state of mind. You can do that without all that crap. Get something like Monk. Monk is great. Pheromone sprays are great for feeling good. Like natural mints, those stress mints I've showed you, those are great. Things like that make you still feel a different way. Like that one night that I really wanted to drink, I didn't drink. Isaac came, and I could have still convinced him to let me go get some booze at the time. But I didn't want to. I was like, you know what? I just had a good cry that night. I had a really freaking good cry. It was so raw and felt so deep inside of me. And I felt everything. I felt all my pain and my hurt. And it came up inside my body. And at one point I really wanted to just die. I wanted to just go away. And, it made me feel that low, that, he didn't come after me, and that I was alone, because they all know that I have fear of abandonment. They all know I don't like being alone. But you know what? I was okay, and I didn't do anything to myself. I was just planning to do that, and at one point I was going to go get a drink, and I was going to go drink it, but after I realized Isaac didn't stay too much longer, he did come after me eventually, I was like, oh, I can just go. And I did feel sad, and he held me, and that felt good. And he told me, that he was sorry that had happened, and that he still was there, and that he cared for me, and that made me feel good. And it's not just in the words that he said, but the touch, I do feel for people, though, that don't have anybody. They don't have that touch, I think that's where it can be really hard to do all of this. I mean, you can still let your emotion out, but you won't have somebody to be there. If I didn't have somebody every night to hold me or give me a hug good night and feel like they cared for me, I don't know. I had that when I was growing up, with Johnny. He was that to me. And we weren't, together, but he would always give me a hug. And just like Isaac does, he'd always hug me. And even if I was so pissed, I was like, it's the only person I've ever known in my whole life that cared that much for me. And it was strong. I would sometimes be like, I didn't want anything to do with him. I just shut my door. And that night he still would knock on my door and be like, wait, can you still leave the door open? And he still wanted a hug. And would tell me he loved me. That's a real brother, y'all. And that's a real sibling that cares. That's what love is. Like, there doesn't have to be a reason. You don't have to say it all the time. You just know. You just feel safe with that person. And nobody else can make you feel that way. That's how you know they care. You don't even have to ask, do they care? Because you just feel it. That's what love means to me. And it's not even a spoken thing. It's just something between people. It's like an unconsciousness that you're just there and you just can be with each other. And you don't even have to do a lot. You're just always together. And you have memories and moments together, but they're not even always known,